I didn't get you beeping the horn. Can you just do that one more time? No, no.
Why can't you just be ready?
Why can't you?
I am ready.
Are you excited? Is that your Halloween costume?
Yeah.
I'm not bald.
Yeah.
Oh. Dan, what Mitsubishi are you driving?
Today we're driving another Chief.
I really thought you were going to bring a black or orange Mitsubishi.
The problem had gas in it.
Oh.
It's ready to go.
This is going to be really intense. Are you ready?
Oh.
Let me find Ed.
Okay.
Back in 1896 to 1904, it took them 8 years to build this lock, 4 years to dig the canal, and 4 years to build the lock. And when they were building this particular section, the center tower, the old wives' tale is that there was 47 guys on this center port, and only 46 came out. Apparently one of the fellas was experiencing marital difficulty, and that wasn't acceptable back in the late early 1900s, and he decided to jump on in. Now, if you had a good flashlight, Michelle, and you shone it up into this tower here, because it's hollow going all the way up the top. This is a 100-foot tall tower. And on this side, you can see part of a rubber boot that's sticking out of the side of the wall. Can you see? No, I'm just teasing. It's just an old wives' tale. Nobody ever jumped in. This is solid concrete, tamped, pound, and rolled, layer by layer, 1 foot at a time. And so you could just imagine the guy would have had to jump in, and then somebody else would have. It wasn't soupy concrete; it's a dry concrete pour, tamped, pounded, and rolled into place. So they would have had to pour all the aggregate and the gravel and the calcium and everything on top of them, and then tamp them into place. So I kind of laugh like it would have been Bugs Bunny Roadrunner hour. The guy's not. There's no soupy mixture to jump in, so it's just folklore from Peterborough. But I always kind of like to start with that because there is no rubber boot sticking out of the wall. It's just all made up.
I'm sure I see Dan Choate's boot up there.
So, a close personal friend of mine that we worked together, and he happened to be down here working in the lower gate room. And it was the middle of a hot July day, and he happened to have my dog, Trent, with him. And it was really hot, and underneath that center tower, it's a little cooler just in this hallway, bit of a breeze going through here. And so he's sitting down there, Trent's sitting down there, they're trying to stay cool, and this gate happened to be mounted on this side back at the time. So when you walked up through here, you always pushed the gate a little bit, and then you swung it back open because it was slightly in your way, and then you stepped on down. We switched the gate to this side, but my friend's sitting down there, and if he watches this, he'll know who he is, but the gate goes on its own, and my buddy goes, huh, and looks up, and my dog Trent goes, huh, and looks up, and they both stand up. Now they hear the footsteps go down the sets of stairs right here, and then they hear the feet dragging, because you can hear them on the concrete, and you can hear the little gravel and all the dirt on it. And so now they're glued against the wall down there where Dan is, up against the wall, and my buddy describes it where as the entity moves by him, he can now see his breath in the air. Everything gets super duper cold, and as it moves on by, Trent, my dog, he takes off. He goes to the elevator. He's waiting to get the heck out of here. He's had enough. And my buddy then goes running out to the bottom, and we had hooter phones here back in the day, and they're basically like pop cans on a string. It's old military technology out of submarines. So we'd have 1 hoot for the bullnose, 2 for the tower, 3 for the office, 4 for maintenance. I'm in the tower, and the hooter phone is going, and I pick it up like, what is wrong? And he's like, you gotta get down here, quick, quick. Grant off the tour boat, he happens to be driving by with the tour boat, and there's big puddles out where the gates leak out the end. My buddy was the only one down here. The footprints going out the other side of the puddle are double the size of his. They shrink on a hot day in the middle of July. They don't expand like the Bigfoot kind of thing in the snow, and they get bigger. They evaporate and they go away. And my buddy puts his foot beside it and shows me the other one, and I'm taking a look at the 2 footprints, and then they go about 10 paces, turn to the east, to the left, and disappear off the wall. So they're gone. Footprints just walk right off the wall. And I saw them, and there's no doubt about what happened. And Trent, from that point on, you get to here, he'd wait till everybody was cleared out of the way through there, and then he never dawdled. He was a big 120-pound yellow lab, and he'd scoot through there every time afterwards because you knew that he just wasn't comfortable in that spot. It was very obvious, and I know that dogs have 6 senses, animals, they feel and hear things that we don't. Well, between my buddy and my dog, there was no doubt, and then the footprints to verify it going out the other side of the puddle, I was just like, okay, that's pretty interesting, let's say.
How many resident ghosts here?
According to Patrick Cross, Canada's most renowned paranormal investigator out of London, Ontario, he's been on CNN, all the rest of it, he's the real McCoy, and he tells me that we have 5 resident ghosts here. And he proceeded to tell me what they're wearing, how long they've been here, initials, names, etc. Some of the names continue to change because they say something different to the next paranormal investigator. So you'd have to believe what you will. But according to Patrick Cross, I have 5. I don't know how many years ago, Michelle, but it could have been somewhere around 25 years ago. I told a story to Check's Newswatch. You can pull it up in the archives. But they wanted me to tell something for Halloween. They said, you got any spooky stories or what have you? And I embellish and elaborate a little bit, make it fun for the kids.